Welcome back to City Boys Podcast. I know I haven't been around for the last couple weeks, but I am back. My name is Jacob Ratcliffe. If you haven't seen us before, that's who I am. We've got in one corner, standing at 5'12", 185 pounds, a lean, mean muscle machine, Ethan the Goat Thornton.
Hello.
And in the other corner, we've got standing at about 5'10" on a good day, 170
Really
pounds.
good day.
170 pounds. He is the bald man. He is the birthday boy, Grayson Knight.
It's your birthday.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday, Gray. 25 looks good on you. We're here for 25 more. Anyways, we're going to take you into our lineups. It was a pretty decent lineup in most of our opinions. As usual, between the sticks, we've got number one, Roman Berkey. Starting from the right all the way to the left, we've got man who's never coming off the field, Thomas Totland. Tim Parker. Hebert got to start in the back. I think that was just to give some minutes. And then we've got Markinich on the left. Going up, we've got Chris Durkin and Tomas Ostrak in those CDM roles. We see another Rasmus Alm start. Indiana Vasilev finally playing center attacking mid. Celio Pompeo finally starting again. And then the big man up top, Santa Claus. That is our lineup, and Ethan's going to take you in to our goal.
Yes, sir, I am. I would be delighted because this week, St. Louis City, and I cannot make this up, has scored a goal in the run of play. We actually did it.
Oh my God.
Give it up for the boys. I mean, not only was it a goal in the run of play, it was a beauty of a team goal. I mean, we really don't see the entire team combine for a goal this often. I feel like oftentimes this season, we've seen a whole lot of individual brilliance that leads to a goal, whether it be from Pompeo or Ostrak. Not this week. This week, the whole team got involved. I'm going to break it down from start to finish. Thomas Ostrak picks up the ball on the left side of the field after a little bit of bouncing around, looks up, hits a beautiful switch pass to Thomas Totland. I mean, that is the type of pass that you want to see your number 6 playing across the field, nearly got intercepted, and then Thomas Totland takes it down in the perfect manner, just the most delightful attacking touch into the greenest of green areas at City Park. He looks up, sees a beautiful Rasmus run in between the center back and the outside back, one of the most dangerous runs an attacker can make. Rasmus Alm picks it up out on the wing, swings in a delightful ball, gets his head up and does really well to pick out the man in the box, the man who you want in between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. There to just see it in at the far post, actually. He took a good finish with the right foot, sees it into the side netting at the far post. Brad Stuver did not stand a chance. Joao Klaus scores in the run of play. Beautiful goal. What did you guys think?
I thought, man, Joao Klaus's movement on that goal was beautiful. Like, originally, you can see he was tucking a little bit further to the back post for probably a tap-in finish, like easy tap-in, maybe a header from across or something, but he looks up and he sees what Alm's looking for. He's looking for that cross box right on the ground, right at the 6-yard box. And Klaus checks his run, cuts back, and finds it. He just lets the ball come to him. Little deflection. I mean, it was perfect inch perfect finish.
Yep.
Yeah, from I would say a coach's perspective, but really like a fan perspective. This was a City goal through and through. Got him on the press, stole the ball, swung it out, counterattack, drive down the field, play a nice easy pass that Round can deliver across the box. Klaus, he's the one you want there, tucks it away. It was perfect. It was exactly, I'm sure it is exactly what they've been drilling in practice for the last a year and a half, and it came to fruition a couple weeks too late, but at least it came.
Yep. And on that, we finally got our scrappy 1-goal win. I'm excited to hear about you talk about that, Grayson, just because that's what you've been at. I mean, happy birthday. That's what you get. from City.
This is
Um,
literally exactly what a boy could ask for. A beautiful City, 3 points. Give me that.
so with that being said, I think it's a good segue into our first point of the day, which is St. Louis City goal in the run of play. This is a huge deal for the squad, especially given the good defending that we saw from Austin FC their last time out. Klaus did so well, like you said, just to find that space in the box. Heinz Ek was just backing off too far, kind of in no man's land, defending in the 6 yard box. And how good was it to see Rasmus driving up the field and looking really dangerous? I would say it's new to see Thomas Totland in that position, but I think we've all become very accustomed to seeing him taking the ball up the field into space. But just so great to see a team goal, like I was saying, instead of individual brilliance, getting Ostrak involved in that beautiful switch of play. So just really exciting to watch from St. Louis City. A great goal. I hope we can score some more in our next match.
I really hope that that goal cements Alm at least getting one more start this next coming week against Kansas City, because I mean he really looked great on that right wing to start off the match. He looked dangerous, and he's a player that does look up and can find those passes. So I definitely think he looked really good on the right wing. We've been asking for it for weeks, and we got that. Looks like the City boys are right about a couple of things here.
With this goal, I think it's very telling of how far we have started to come since the season has started. Obviously, we're, haven't had a goal in the run of play in X number of weeks, but Ostrak has improved mightily since even last season when I was calling for his head. I mean, I called for his head earlier this season to sell him. The ball from Ostrak was inch perfect, like Ethan had alluded to. Rasmus Alm, through injury, has worked his way back into the starting 11. And, I mean, he is missed when he's not out there, as we have been able to see. I think also having Indiana Vasilev playing center attacking mid instead of that bum-ass mofo named AZ Jackson is huge for the team. Now, with that being said, AZ, hopefully Carnell has learned that AZ is much better coming off the bench than he is starting. He looked way more fluid. He looked so dynamic and not timid as he does when he starts games, and he feels like he needs to put the team on his back as opposed to coming off the bench and just being that spark plug that we do need past the 60th minute. Legs get tired in our Gagan press, and him coming in, forcing the ball, doing some step overs against the back line, huge for the team. I hope Carnell took notes. I can't stand to watch him start another game, but if he comes off the bench, I'm okay with it.
He still
then,
needs to work on his finishing too.
Yeah, he did have that offsides goal called back, but it was a tidy finish. Yeah, and then my last part about our goal is finally, João Klaus finally.
Yep.
I do feel like this is the straw that broke the camel's back, and João Klaus is just going to be bagging goals. I know the weight's lifted off his shoulders based off the celebration. He threw a heart up to the fans. He's been hearing the noise. We've been loud with our own noise. And yeah, this is just looking up from here.
If I'm not mistaken, João Klaus did earn the man of the match for this game with an 8.2 rating on FootMob. I heard from both my parents who were at the game that my dad leaned over to my mom and said, "What is going on with Klaus?" Apparently, if in person on TV, you can see it too. Man is hustling. Like, he wanted the ball, he wanted to score, and everybody in the stadium knew it was coming that day. It was just really nice to see him back on the score sheet, and I think it is gonna start to become a trend here.
I agree. I think his duck is broken, and he's ready to. First of all, he's a goal magnet against Sporting Kansas City. He scored almost every time we played them. So yeah, his hustle is amazing. I think, in my opinion, he is our number one striker. I've seen a lot of talk online about how Sam's effort or production has been above Klaus's this season, but I'm riding with Klaus. I think he's our guy, our main man, and that it should stay that way.
Mhm.
Grayson, you want to bring us into our next point?
Yes, sir. I would love to. Guys, my point for this week is just a little bit about some predictions I had made in the past coming to fruition. It was 2 episodes ago when I was in match predictions, hoping for a 1-0 game where we just grind out the finish. We get a goal. No matter how scrappy it was, I don't care. We get one goal. And I think I did say I wanted a nice team goal with a tap-in finish from a striker, nice clinical finish, and then just play out the game, finish out the game with no goals, a clean sheet. And we really did that. Our defense, we talked a lot about our offense this week. Let's talk about how City's defense really shut down Austin FC this week. Um, a couple names that I really want to shout out. Mark Hannick, unsung hero, played fantastically. He had one shot on target, but did, I believe, create a couple of chances for City.
He also had a great battle against Gallagher on that left side. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah, Gallagher is he's always given us trouble in some of our matches against Austin, but Mark Hannick had 6 clearances, 4 of them from headers, 3 interceptions, 6 recoveries. He was only dribbled past once, won 100% of his aerial duels. Really nice all-around game. We sung a little bit of Tottenham's
I
praises.
mean, he did have the hockey assist to the goal.
Mm-hmm.
He was also, yeah, he was the most accurate passer in this match. 95% passing. Some really nice long balls. Just a fantastic game for our defense. And I was a little worried because we did have Kyle Hebert coming in for Josh Yarrow. I am not the biggest Kyle Hebert fan, but I did hear a lot of St. Louis fans on social media singing his praises, and he did have a pretty solid game this week. Uh, but it was pretty quiet because, I mean, City didn't really have to do much. Austin only registering 2 shots. Um, uh, and it really came from our midfield with Chris Durkin, just another fantastic match, working his ass off with 9 recoveries. He kept Druisi, a guy that we forgot about, and I was really worried he was going to punish us. Druisi had the least amount of touches of any player on the field, and he played a full 90. He had 30 touches in the entire game. Just we held their entire offense, just held them down. They were super quiet the entire match. It was all City's ball. And that's just something I would love to see. That's something I asked for, and I got it. St. Louis City, they heard me. They heard me wishing and praying, and they heard it was my birthday, and they acted on it. They got me the most beautiful present. So a nice 1-0 grinded out win with a fantastic defensive performance from St. Louis City.
Yeah, I think the plan, going back to Hebert, I think the plan was always to have Nielsen come and sub in. He did end up subbing in the 84th minute, but I think he was probably planned to sub in a lot sooner. But because the performance Hebert was having, Carnell was probably like, "Fuck it, we'll get you in towards the end, but I don't want to mess with anything that's happening back there," as he's done before,
Yeah.
and help secure our clean sheet. And with I think it was 10 added minutes, Hebert still got 14 minutes of playtime, and or not Hebert, Nielsen had 14 minutes of playtime, and he still looked really good.
Definitely good to see some of these injured players come back into the starting lineup. That's something that St. Louis City's been struggling with a couple of big players out with injury. But we did hear some news that Edward Leuven has returned to St. Louis City training. So that will be a massive, massive piece to bring him back into the starting lineup.
Is he training with the team, or is he training all by himself like Big Sam Adeniran is?
Well, he is training with the team. Unlike someone else,
Uh-oh.
which I think
Yeah,
we gotta
I
address.
think I think this takes us into our third point, which is what the fuck is going on in the locker room? There's not a whole lot really being released about it, except Carnell said along the lines of he is here to support players who give all their effort in practice, and those players will be rewarded. And yeah, what the fuck does that mean? Is Big Sam struggling in training? Is he not giving all his effort? I know Ethan has a pretty, I would say, solid theory about what's happening behind the curtain.
So, of course, we can't know exactly what's going on, but something we do know for sure is that St. Louis City received a transfer bid for Sam Adeniran from FK Mold, I believe a Swedish club, and it was rejected. St. Louis City did not entertain that offer whatsoever.
It was
So,
a $1 million transfer offer as well. It wasn't no small fee. $1 million would go a long way in this league.
on top of that, I believe Sam Adeniran signed for St. Louis City for $250,000. So to 3x your return, your investment, that's good in any situation. So to get $1 million for our boy Sam is not a half bad deal, although he has been extremely productive. We also know that there are some English championship clubs monitoring how he's doing in his performances. So my theory is that Sam has received a look or is in talks with someone, and Bradley Carnell is not happy about that. Our season is underway and fully going on. So I'm not sure if there's anything going on there, but since we don't know for sure, as a fan, all we can really do is speculate. And so that's my idea. And I mean, yeah, what do you guys think?
I think we ought to have a little bit more faith in the player. I don't think. I mean, we're mid-season here. Not even mid-season. We just started the season, uh, and we already sold a striker, one of our
Hmm.
best strikers this season, and did not replace him. There's no way that we can afford to lose Big Sam, who had a fantastic start to the season. I think he's very vital to how our season's going to look. Also, I don't think he is a $1 million player. I think he's worth way more than that. I think once he starts banging in these goals, like we all know he can, his market price is going to shoot up, and City can, sell him for fucking, I don't know, 3, 4 million. Eventually, I think he's a fantastic player. So the longer that we can hold on to him, the better. But also, if he's not happy here, then we do need to start looking at other options to replace him because as much as I love Klaus, I don't know. I don't think he can last a whole season as the lone striker for St. Louis City. That's just not a realistic option, and it's not good for his health either.
Yeah, it's multifold in my opinion. One, it looks bad on both sides. Like the stuff that Carnell's saying about Sam, it looks bad for Sam because other clubs are going to see that and be like, oh, he's not giving 100% effort in training. Is that really somebody we want to bring into our team and our dynamic? It also looks bad on Carnell. Like you really shouldn't be shit talking your player in the media. Like if stuff's happening behind closed doors, keep it behind closed doors.
Agreed.
To venture out, we saw this a similar, I mean, not similar in like the subject matter, but similar in how the fans viewed it to when Gio Reyna and Berhalter were having issues at the World Cup. Like it looked bad just having Berhalter talk shit on Reyna and Reyna not having anything to say. It's a similar situation in the fact that Big Sam doesn't have a microphone in front of his face at the end of the game every week. He doesn't have a chance to talk to the media and tell them his side of the story. So having a coach who this is technically his third season in MLS as a head coach, shit talking your player looks bad for the organization. It looks bad for the badge. And then the third and final fold is if he doesn't want to be here, and we've already had an offer come in at $1 million. We have till Tuesday to get him out and sign somebody to replace him. On the depth chart right now, it's Klaus, Sam, and then Thoresen as strikers, even though Thoresen is more of a wing type player. We've all seen that. If we lost Big Sam, we'd have to sign somebody else. I do like some of our City 2 guys, but I'm not necessarily sure that they're ready to be a number 2 in the MLS. Thoresen's not really a number 2 lone striker. So if we do end up selling him, we'd have to get a replacement. And if we don't, then the relationship needs to get mended, because if he's going to stay, but we're not going to use him, we pretty much just have João Klaus.
I was gonna say we don't even know if it's like that big of a problem, but if he's training on his own, like I don't know, that's a really big deal. I just hope that I don't know, yeah, they can mend things and he can start feeling like part of the team again. Because I think that's gonna be key in this situation is not the relationship between like the player and the manager. It's like the player and the team, like him being around the rest of the team, I think can definitely help, I don't know, solve some issues. Um, Especially if he's feeling like part of the group, not bigger than the group, you know?
Yeah, and maybe if this were a situation like last season when uh Sam was much more important, or uh we had two strikers, then it might not be such a big deal. But with Sam's production early on this season, it's really, really frustrating from the outside looking in, just knowing that we have a potentially great player, but for some drama off the field, we don't get to enjoy it, and he doesn't get to enjoy his play on the field. So, yeah, agreed. They need to, whatever it is, they need to sort it out.
According to Transfer Market, Sam's contract is up December 31st of 2024. So, I mean, if I'm looking at it from a business standpoint with what's happening right now, I think we sell him, because if the relationship can't be mended and we've already extended Carnell's contract, then we need to get some money for him, because he'll go into free agency, and with everything that's happening, he's probably not going to re-sign here. So there's an investment lost. There's a really good player lost, and zero gain on our side, whether it be financially or player.
Mm. It's a real sticky situation for St. Louis City to be in, um, especially this early on in the season when St. Louis City is just starting to find a groove. But I mean, this did happen post match. I mean, we're looking at a St. Louis City that just won a match amidst this big situation. So I don't know. I think maybe the pressure of being a lone striker that we need to rely on helps Klaus perform. Maybe we'll start to see that. He is the clutch player that we need.
I think this is also a good segue into the rumblings on Twitter, or X. I'm going to call it Twitter because that's what I grew up with. On Twitter, of Lutz telling people that, quote, help is on the way and that we are looking at striker help. This is all like part of the same story. And if we are looking for striker help, we have till Tuesday. The transfer market, I think, opens back up or transfer window opens back up mid-July, either right before or during Leagues Cup. And in my opinion, that's a really long time to have a player on the outs if we're not going to get rid of him. So we're recording on a Thursday, so we have less than a week to figure this out and sell him and also sign somebody. And if we're not going to sign anybody, I'm looking at the depth chart. Caden Glover's 17 years old. You know, he could be the next wonder kid in the MLS. Also, everybody, this is Alfred. He wants to be held.
Very handsome.
Other than that, we've got the new kid in town from the super draft that we could bring up. But yeah, somebody else talk. I'm busy.
It's definitely slim pickings at the striker position right now. And while it has been really great to see people like Vasilev step up in their position and Rasmus Alm contribute to the attack, yeah, I think our solution just in the short, if we had to put a band-aid on it, it would definitely be to sign a striker, whether or not it's the best one in the league, but someone worth the investment. I'm still rooting for Nicky Markinich. I don't I don't hate that signing for us, but yeah, I just whatever's going on with Sam, we need to sort it out and keep it pushing because ultimately it's just a distraction from our good form. We have important matches coming up, including one against our biggest rivals. So yeah, it would be nice to have the locker room in order before that match.
I think yeah, the striker issue is definitely important, but there's another issue that St. Louis City is having, and that's players other than our strikers uh finishing some goals. I mean, I'd thrown it out a little bit earlier about AZ's finishing. There's a huge chance where he's one-on-one with the keeper and hits it softly directly at the keeper's feet. Uh our new super draft signing, Kahima, he also had a one-on-one chance with the keeper, just hits it wide. Thorson also had another one-on-one chance. If, these players, if other players other than our striker are able to finish some goals, then I mean, this 1-0 game is a 4-0 game. Um,
Mm.
I think, yeah, the striker problem is definitely going to be an issue. Klaus is scoring. He's pulling his weight. I think we need our wingers to start scoring, midfielders to start scoring. Like, it'd be nice if everyone can start pitching in. We need goals from the other sides of the pitch as well. So, um, and yeah, I mean, we're getting the chances. So I think it'll start to come here. Hopefully, we'll see that against Kansas City in our next match on Saturday.
Before we get into it, Gray, you want to wrap up our match against Austin with some Kid Clash?
Yes, sir. I would love to. I would love to. Guys, we had a our first round of Kit Clash against Austin. Austin's back for revenge because I mean they fucking lost last time. Uh, so this week we are rating Austin FC's away kit. Last time was their really busy, striped, glitched out home kit that I liked. I like green. But in my opinion, this kit does not do it for me. Does not do it for me. It's a cream kit, the nice big Yeti logo. Uh, they got the alternate logo of just the tree with the little FC in the middle. I think that's kind of neat.
I do
Uh,
like that.
the green blocky shoulders with the classic Adidas stripes. I don't know. For some reason, it just looks off. I think I don't know, something's off, and I don't know what it is about it. Can't really say, but in my opinion, this kit, I'm gonna rate it like a 6.2. I'll give it a 6.2.
Okay. Yeah. We started this podcast after Adidas made jerseys, obviously, but we are an all white kit podcast, and I really wish this kit was all white with the dark green accents. Not a big fan of the light green that they've got going on. It's the first kit, their home kit, too busy. This kit, way too simple. The badge is a nice touch. Yeti, dope sponsor. Not as dope as Purina, but still dope. I'm a little bit higher rated than you, Grayson. I'm gonna go with an even 7. For fun, let's go 6.9. Like
There we
6.9.
go. There we go. There we go.
I like that too, Jacob. I think that's my. I was gonna go for a high 6.8, 6.9 because I do like this white on, and I do like the colors, but this kid is boring. I look at this, it's boring. Just two kids on two opposite sides of the spectrum. I do want to acknowledge that I do like that crest a lot. The tree crest with the FC is very cool.
It's nice.
Um, but yeah, other than that, I mean, what else is there to look at on this kit? The back is boring. Unlike the Dallas kit, it doesn't have like a cool flame breathing horse on the neck. So yeah, just very, very average. 6.9 for me as well, Jacob. I'm gonna steal that.
All right. Uh, I don't know, not super high rated on the kit this week, so definitely losing against the City Kits. And another big shout out for kits this week. Shout out to my lovely parents for my birthday. They gifted me this beautiful St. Louis City Confluence kit with the man Joao Klaus on the back.
Flex on
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, that's
Oh,
fire.
so this kid gets a perfect 10. Uh Probably the coolest kid I've ever owned. Shout out mom and dad. I love you guys. They're also probably some of the biggest fans of the pod. So shout out.
Shout
And
out to Chris and
also
Rick.
on the field for this match, I'll throw up some photos of them. They got the super awesome opportunity to carry out a banner onto the center circle pre-match. I know they had a fantastic time. They got to see what the field looks like from like what the players get to see. They said when the lights turned red, it was like super cool. It was a an afternoon game. I bet it would have been even cooler at night, when it gets all red. Oh my God. It's a beautiful sight. City Park is amazing. But yeah, so cool, super cool experience for them. I know they had a great time and awesome match for them to go see.
Yeah, no kidding. That would, I mean, I saw how close your mom was to Berkey. Look, Rick is the man. I got all due respect for your father, but hell, I know if I was that close to Roman, I might have to go give it a shout. So, hey,
Dude, yeah,
power.
no, retweet. I think if my mom's in your mom's position, she's dropping the flag and she's going and asking for man's number.
Get kicked out of the stadium.
Yeah,
Shooter shoot.
yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Also, with that being said, shout out all of our moms. We love you guys. Mother's Day is coming up. We'll shout you guys out then as well. But
Very important
yeah,
episode.
appreciate you guys.
And with
Hey,
that,
mom.
I think we should look forward to next week's matchup against Sporting KC. It's a very important matchup for St. Louis City and for all the Midwesterners. It's the biggest bragging rights game of the year for all St. Louis City fans, Sporting Kansas City fans. It's going to be important. Sporting Kansas City are coming off of a big L this week. They hosted Inter Miami at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. I never thought I'd be saying that Lionel Messi is in Kansas City, Missouri, only 2 hours away from me. Just absurd. Uh,
As someone who's lived there, Kansas City is the only good thing about the state of Kansas. The rest of it sucks.
Dude, it's just so funny imagining Leo Messi in a huge Midwestern play, nothing around him except cornfields, and he's like, "Oh, it's Patrick Mahomes."
where am I? Where the fuck am I? Oh my God. But
Like that had to have felt like a fever dream for him.
I
Do you
mean,
think he even knows who Patrick Mahomes is? Like Messi's bigger than the entire NFL. Like
shit, I don't know.
Dude, that's a good question. Is Patrick Mahomes in Messi's popularity league, even
Is
on Messi's radar? Tough to say.
Messi has his fucking phone number. They're on Snapchat. Just,
They got a streak.
I mean,
also,
Mahomes was at the game. I did see him. on the.
Also, I don't know if they showed it on TV, but my buddy Gio was at the game, and he has a great video of Messi's bodyguard getting like a 40-yard sprint to absolutely lay out somebody running on the field to take their picture with Messi. I'll send it. Hopefully, we can post it. It's fucking hilarious.
That dude needs to get paid more. I mean, he probably gets paid fucking insane amount, but
He needs to be making NFL league minimum for the tackle he put on. Dude.
he's gonna get signed.
Uh, well, like the guy that got tackled for Messi, Sporting Kansas City took a loss against Inter Miami. I think they gave up a 2-goal lead.
They did.
It did. I mean, it was an awesome game. I tuned in, and I mean, it's weird to see Messi in the Midwest, but Messi loved it. He had a fucking fantastic game. Uh, Shooting, I mean, one of the craziest Messi goals. I've never seen Lionel Messi hit a dead ball before.
Yeah, that was filthy.
It was just amazing shot. I think he had an assist as well.
He
Just
almost banged in a free kick.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It would have been an amazing free kick. So yeah, great game for Messi. Not, I mean, still pretty decent game for Sporting KC to put up 3 goals in that game, I think, or was it 3-2? Um, they put up a
They
couple.
actually got 2, but
Put
their
up a
man
five.
Tommy got a brace, and that's someone that I wanna point out in the lead up to this match. Tommy for Sporting Kansas City has been really turning up so far this season. He scored a very nice brace against Inter Miami, and I think Markinich and whether it be Pompey or Vasilev, whoever's over on that left side is gonna have their hands full with him.
Yeah, I was actually when I was watching the match, I didn't realize that I think his name is Nabi Gabi Kinda, the number 10 from Sporting Kansas City from last season. He was a menace against us in the playoffs. Scored the famous handball goal that knocked us out. He was a menace, but he actually got signed by Maccabi Haifa. So we do not have to worry about his ass anymore. Uh, so Shallowy got the number 10 for Sporting Kansas City now. They still have Johnny Russell, Sporting KC legend at this point. Fantastic player. Always have to watch out for him. Um, I mean, they're still a decent side.
They do have a decent 11, and Johnny Russell's returning from injury. I know that, so I'm not sure exactly how much clock he'll see versus us, but I'm pretty glad, to be honest, and that we don't have to play him. But other than that, I think that kind of like us, Sporting Kansas City is not having the most ideal start to their season. They find themselves directly below us in the table, 1 point. I'm gonna say that again in case, just because it felt so good to say the Sporting Kansas City is below us in the table. Um,
Pause.
It's
Pause. Sporting Kansas City is below us. Period.
Did you say Sporting Kansas City is below us in the table? I just
so
want.
I just want to be really clear about something that Sporting Kansas City is below St. Louis City in the table.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking that. Yeah, I was thinking that they were below us. Yeah.
I think I still misheard you.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sporting Kansas City is below us.
How does the table work? Sporting. St. Louis City is above Sporting Kansas City. It's been like that for quite a while.
so in soccer there are places in the table, and the higher up in the table you are, the better of a team you are generally. And
Right,
Okay,
so
right,
Sporting
right.
who's
Kansas
better
City,
if you're on top?
they're in ninth place, right? So based on this explanation, St. Louis City being in eighth place means that we're just a better team, a better
Right,
city, a better
right,
club.
right, right. All
Well,
Just wanted
facts.
to
I mean, maybe
clarify.
soccer capital. I, I don't know.
I
Isn't
think it
is
couldn't be more obvious.
right. We have more history of championships in St. Louis, U.S. Open Cup, St. Louis. Fucking only thing they've got on us is they beat us in the playoffs.
They also have an MLS Cup. I will give them that. Or do they have two? I think they do they have two or just one?
We weren't in the league at the time yet,
That is
so we
true.
couldn't.
We do not care.
We do not care.
Since St.
Irrelevant
Louis
club.
City's inception, Sporting dog shit Kansas City hasn't won an MLS Cup.
And I think it's gonna stay that way as long as St. Louis City's in the league, we will be all right.
It's a classic red versus blue matchup. It's a classic actual city versus wannabe city class up matchup. Class up,
Mm.
class up. There's more class in St. Louis. Our stadium's better. Our team's better. Our kits are better. Our fucking history's better. We're better. Eat my dick.
Ooh, get them. Just a little update on the St. Louis side because we do have some injuries going on. Jabo Blum is going to be out for this match. Josh Yarrow is still nursing that hamstring injury. And Edu Lovin, while he is just about back to full health, is dealing with some off the field stuff. I think it's family related, so I don't even want to. That is a situation I don't want to speculate on. I hope everything's all right with them. But, yep, still missing our number 10. I'm excited. I think if we put out a very similar lineup to our lineup against Austin, that we are going to be putting ourselves in a really great place for this game.
It would be nice to have Nielsen get the start. I know he's coming back off of his broken rib injury, but he played almost 20 minutes in his last game and he looked to be good. If it's something like he plays 60 minutes and we sub somebody on at center back, I understand that, but I would like to see Nielsen get to start.
I think I mean the starting lineup from last game I really liked. That Ostrich Durkin pairing, I was a little I mean I wasn't super convinced against FC Dallas, but I mean it really started to work out, starting to click. So I don't mind that. Honestly, I'd be totally fine if we played the same lineup. Uh Hebert, he earned my respect from that game. So if he wants to run back to back um starting lineup, I'm totally fine with that. Um how are we feeling for predictions for this game?
Mm. Mm. So I'm gonna take. I'm first off the rip. I'm taking Klaus to score. That you know. I think it's obvious. And since I'm going first, I have the luxury of picking first. So I'm
Uh,
taking our man, Joao Clout. As far as the score goes, I think that these are two defensively more solid teams, but I do think so. I think we'll see a low scoring 2-1 affair. I think that KC will bag one, but just one. 2-1 STL on the night with a Joao Klaus goal.
That's a good prediction, Ethan. I'm a little salty because I was going to take Klaus to score, but I'll be different and I'll keep backing my boy Rasmus Alm to get a goal. He got on the score sheet last week with an assist, so I'm hoping he can continue his run of form, being back. Rasmus Alm to score, and I think Roman Berkey's going to light a fire under the defense's ass. He gives a fuck about that clean sheet stat, and we haven't had many this season. Even though it's young, still, we were one of the league leaders in clean sheets last year. If we're going to get back to playoff soccer, we're going to have to do that again. So I'm going to go Eric Tommy gets shut down. Nobody else from Sporting Kansas City even sees goal. And we win a resounding 3-0 victory to bring home bragging rights back to the soccer capital of the United States.
Mm.
okay. Oh yeah, I like that prediction. Um, my prediction for this Saturday against Sporting Kansas City, I think that St. Louis is going to have a pretty solid game. I think we're going to run it back and get the 1-0 win. I think we're going to do it again. I think Sporting Kansas City are feeling a little humiliated. Um, they they moved to their big fancy stadium. They couldn't even face Messi in their own stadium. Had all their fans show up, and they got demolished by the greatest player to ever play.
They
Mm,
gave up a 2-0 lead.
you hate to see it.
Gave up the
I
two.
love to see it. Fuck
They got
Kansas
to,
City.
they got to watch their own fans cheer for the opposite team and the
Oof.
opposite the best player in the world. Uh, that's gotta feel not great, not great. I think Tommy, Tom, yeah, whatever his fucking name is, uh, he used up his goal scoring powers against them. I think he's dry. Their their offense is not going to be anything against us. Um, I think it's going to be another 1-0 win for St. Louis City. And with these new MLS rules coming in place this weekend, I believe, there's going to be a bit more cracking down on the dark arts, um, specifically time wasting. So if we do get into that situation, Sporting Kansas City hopefully can't fuck with us too much, and we'll finish the game off nice and easy.
Yeah, I think the rules, if you want to throw them on the screen, are you have 10 seconds to get off the field for a substitution. And if you don't make it off the field in 10 seconds, then the player subbing on has to wait, I think, 60 seconds. It might be 2 minutes. 2 minutes seems like a lot. I think it's 60 seconds. And then, fuck, what's the other one?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Because there's two.
All right. So, yeah, time substitution. Subs have 10 seconds to leave the field. Failure to do so will force the incoming sub to wait a minute. Um, the off-field treatment rule, if an injured player is down for more than 15 seconds, they will have to stay off the field for a minimum of 2 minutes to receive treatment or just sit there because they were faking an injury like an asshole. And then number three, um, when VAR decisions are necessary, the refs have to explain their decision over the microphone, similar to how NFL referees explain their decision. Um, which is, I mean, they're starting to bring that about in England, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be a little interesting, make it a little bit more nerve-wracking, make refs think about their decisions a little bit more. So.
I hope for a fan perspective, when referees are explaining their decisions, it's like the whole thought process, like it's a live mic while they're at the screen talking to the VAR judge up in the box, and we get to hear that talk through versus like a mute mic. And then once they come to a decision, he runs out to the center of the field and goes, "No goal, fucking dude dove, yellow card."
That's definitely what it's gonna be though. Is the mute mic and the explanation afterwards. I think in an ideal world, I would love to see that like footage or at least get access to it post game. Um, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that much transparency just yet. Did I pick a goal scorer? I did not. I think we're gonna win 1-0. And for my goal scorer, I think that Celio Pompeu is going to find the back of the net for the 1-0.
I like that a lot.
Oh yeah. It's
He
going to be
deserves it.
it's going to be a good week. I
He
think
started off hot. I hope his absence from the starting 11 didn't cool him off too much.
and him and Alm running down the wings will be looking nice. I know Totland has like some really fantastic runs and him and Alm really look nice overlapping each other. I hope to see that a little bit more from Markinick and Celio. I know Markinick loves to get forward, so I don't know. I think just being able to shift what side we're attacking from more often will help diversify where our attacks are coming from, make us a little bit less predictable. Uh, I think. Do you guys have anything else to say for this week, or are we We chilling.
I think that does it. My usual outro that's been missing the last couple weeks is like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, tell your mom you love her. I'll see you guys next week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say is BKC. Come on, SDO. So
Love you guys. Thanks for watching. St. Louis City and the City Boys. We'll be back next week with another 3 points. Have a good night.